Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to write the formulas for compounds when you are given the name for the compound. So here's your worksheet. It says write the formulas for the following compounds, and the first name is sodium sulfide. Now you remember when we write ions, the negative ion is written with an "ide" on the end. So this is sodium and sulfur that this compound is made of, but it ends in "ide," the sulfide or the sulfur ends in "ide" because it is the negative ion. Now, to write the correct formulas for these compounds, we actually need to look at the periodic chart, because to write the formulas, you need to know what the charges are so that you can write the right compound. So I'm going to go on here and look at sodium. Sodium's over here. You see that it is in group 1. You know that in group 1, the ions have a positive 1 charge. So you're good with that. And then I go over here to sulfur, and that is in group 6. And so that group 6 has a -2 charge. So I know sodium's a +1, sulfur is a -2 charge. And so we're going to have to remember that as we do this problem. So you're going to need to keep your periodic chart open or available or on the side someplace, and so that you can always know what these ions are. So now let's go back to our document, sodium sulfide. We're going to write the formula for that. Now, how are you going to do that? Well, you need to draw a picture of this so you know what the formula is going to be. So going into drawing, I'm going to make new, and I'm going to draw a picture of sodium sulfide. Now, I'm going to draw the sulfur first. Whoops, don't want to do that. I'm going to draw the sulfur first. I'm going to go to scribble, and I'm going to draw a sulfur. All right, and in that sulfur, I'm going to draw a, sorry, I shouldn't draw that one. I need to get rid of that. I need to draw 2 negative charges in my sulfur. It was a -2, so there's my 2 negative charges. Now, what about the sodium? Well, sodium has a +1 charge. I'm remembering that from when I looked at the chart. So it has a +1 charge. Well, this cannot be the right compound because the positive charges and the negative charges have to equal out because every compound is neutral. So I need to have another sodium on there. So here's my next sodium. I'm going to put in positive charges on there. And so I have 2 positive charges and 2 negative charges. This is the correct formula for my compound. I'm going to put that back on my sheet now, save and close. All right, and there it is, sodium sulfide, but that's not what I asked you to write. I asked you to write the formula. All this is telling you, all this is allowing you to figure out what the correct formula is. And so now I have to write the correct formula, and that is going to be Na. I'm going to write a 2 there because there are 2 sodiums. I'm going to make that into a subscript by going control comma. I'm going to write control comma again so that my cursor gets, oops, control comma. I'm going to move my cursor over. I'm going to write control comma so it's big again, and then I'm going to write the sulfur. Now I have sodium sulfide. It tells me that there are 2 sodiums for every 1 sulfur. All right, so you need to go through that process whenever you name a compound or write the formula for a compound. Now, you can do this in your head. Like when I looked at that, I was like, okay, sulfur, that's a -2, sodium, that's a +1. I know I'm going to need 2 sodiums to equal out the -2 on the sulfur. And so there it is, 2 sodiums and 1 sulfur. I can do that in my head, all right? But I don't think you should. I think you should make a drawing on a sheet of paper, a sheet of scratch paper, make a drawing like this. I don't think you need to go into insert and drawing and make a drawing every time unless I tell you to do that. But I do think you need to do it on a piece of paper, sketch it out, or find some way so that you check out the charges. A way that some people do it is by sodium. They just write a little 1+ by it. Then they write a 2- by the sulfide as they're doing the problem. And then they think, okay, how many sodiums am I going to need to equal out that 2-, and then they're able to write the formula. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple of more examples in the next video, and then you're going to go ahead on your own.